twice in a year when they have a family function home, a gathering, and they two of our country.
So you can safe for Abuna, so
it is the room that I thought would be the safest, and inside the room there was a sofa.
So the woman said, Lilian, why they got the bag in the washer and ask us before the woman is to say, cushion let that line, and then the Yakalaka sofa area.
After putting the money under the sofa, I removed the cushions that were on top of the sofa, took out the money inside the X and lined the money on that sofa.
You must have watched the video of the witness speaking in court, and if you did, you probably caught yourself thinking, wait, did he really just say the dollars were hidden inside a couch? Yes, you heard correctly. We are talking about the infamous Phala Phala farm robbery case, where testimony has once again dragged President Cyril Ramaphosa's name back into the headlines, not because of his speeches about unity or investment, but because of a safe, a stack of dollars, and a couch that suddenly became a vault. Let's take a step back. The case being heard in the Modimolle Regional Court in Limpopo involves 3 accused individuals who allegedly broke into Ramaphosa's Phala Phala game farm in 2020. The robbery has been the subject of whispers, debates, and political mudslinging ever since it became public in 2022. Now, in court, a state witness has painted a vivid picture of what happened after that money was taken. According to the testimony, a sum of about $580,000 was removed from the farm safe and then tucked away inside a couch. Yes, a couch, something most of us associate with TV remotes, biscuit crumbs, or maybe the odd forgotten R10 note, not foreign currency worth millions in rand. The accused, who have all pleaded not guilty, are standing trial for theft and related charges. But what makes this case so extraordinary is not just the robbery itself. It is the symbolism of it all. When the President of the Republic becomes entangled in a story about undeclared cash hidden in furniture, it turns into more than a criminal case. It becomes political theater, and South Africa has been watching every scene play out. Of course, the details about the money itself remain a source of controversy. Where did it come from? Ramaphosa has said the funds were from the sale of buffalo to a Sudanese businessman, but critics are not convinced. Opposition parties have used the saga as evidence of double standards in the fight against corruption. After all, if an ordinary citizen were caught stashing foreign currency in a couch without declaring it to the Reserve Bank, SARS, and every other relevant authority, that person would probably not be enjoying a quiet evening at Molamban Lopfu. This is why the Phala Phala matter has remained a running sore for Ramaphosa politically. It surfaced just as he was preparing to fight for a second term as ANC president. While the scandal did not end his career, it bruised his reputation. It reminded the public of a simple truth: in South African politics, scandals stick around longer than potholes in Johannesburg. Now, turning to the court proceedings, the state witness's testimony is crucial. It lays the foundation for the prosecution's argument that the robbery did indeed take place as described and that the accused are directly linked to the stolen funds. The witness's account of removing the cash from the safe and stashing it in a couch is the kind of detail that sticks in the public mind, partly because it is so absurd and partly because it fits into a larger narrative of secrecy. People are asking, was this standard practice at Phala Phala? Was the couch a one-time hiding place, or was it part of the farm's alternative banking system? The accused, of course, deny any wrongdoing. They have entered pleas of not guilty and argue that they are being unfairly targeted. Their legal teams will likely question the reliability of the witness and probe whether this testimony holds up under cross-examination. It will be important to see whether the state can produce further evidence linking them directly to the missing money. Without that, the couch story risks being remembered as a strange anecdote rather than a smoking gun. But while the court focuses on legal arguments, South Africans are reading between the lines. This case has broader implications for governance and transparency. It is a reminder of the blurred lines between private business dealings and political office. When a sitting president is linked to such controversies, it erodes public confidence in leadership, whether or not he is personally guilty of any wrongdoing. We also cannot ignore the humor that ordinary citizens find in these situations. Social media has already had a field day with memes of couches stuffed with dollars, comparing Ramaphosa's furniture to a Las Vegas casino vault. Some even joke that the couch deserves its own seat in parliament because it seems to know more secrets than most MPs. As much as the issue is serious, South Africans cope with political scandals by laughing through them. It is a form of resilience, though sometimes the humor underlines the despair. The timing of this testimony is also significant. South Africa is in a period of political turbulence, with coalition talks, public dissatisfaction over service delivery, and the constant shadow of corruption scandals. Every detail from the Phala Phala trial adds fuel to opposition parties' campaigns and complicates Ramaphosa's attempts to portray himself as a reformer who is cleaning up the ANC's image. From a legal standpoint, the trial is expected to continue with more witnesses, and we may hear new details about how the money was moved, who else was allegedly involved, and whether the accused had inside help. The Moddermall Regional Court may not usually draw national attention, but in this instance, it has become a stage for one of the most closely watched political legal dramas in the country. It is also worth remembering that while this is about a robbery, it is not just about crime. It is about the story of a president who promised a new dawn but finds himself constantly shadowed by old scandals. The farm robbery may not be the worst crisis South Africa has ever faced, but it symbolizes the contradictions of leadership in a country where accountability is often demanded but seldom delivered. So, what should we expect? More headlines, more memes, and more heated debates. The accused will continue to fight for their freedom, the state will push its version of events, and Ramaphosa will hope that the story fades before the next election season heats up. But one thing is certain, the image of dollars stuffed inside a couch at the president's farm is not going to disappear anytime soon. If you have been following this story, you know it is not just about stolen money. It is about trust, credibility, and the constant battle against corruption in South Africa. And as we watch this trial unfold, we are once again reminded that sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Do you believe the official story about the money, or do you think there is more to it? We would love to hear what you think. See you next time.